And finally, I gotta thank you guys, because you are the reason Midnight Madness works. You're the true stars of this program. You're why filmmakers from around the world want to be here, because you are the best audience in the entire world, and you deserve your own round of applause. Please. When I go looking for Midnight Madness movies, it's all about you guys. It's all about how I'm going to give a different experience every night. And when I heard that Timo Tjahjanto had made a new martial arts film, I knew I had to bring it here. So please, welcome the team behind the Shadow Strays, Timo Tjahjanto! Wicky, Olindo and Anne Ralie. Welcome back.
Thank you, Peter. It's an honor. Honestly, I'm humbled today. It doesn't look like it, but I'm humbled. It's humble face. It's my humble face, indeed. Thank you guys. Honestly, can I talk now?
Yeah.
Sorry. Honestly, it's truly an honor to be back here. Like the first time I came here was 2016.
Right over there.
I was still a young, hopeful filmmaker back then, and now I'm a jaded old man. But like I'm still excited right now, because to be here is one of the biggest honors that I can take off as a genre filmmaker. And honestly, I have nothing much to say, but like I want you guys to prepare yourself for, like the performance of my very strong, like two female led leads here, Aurora Ribero, Wicky and Hana, because without them, this film will never be made. And thank you to Netflix. But most of all, I want you guys to please do, we flew, well, not really, I came from Winnipeg, but they're literally the rest of them, they flew 1,000 miles away here. So please, whenever you guys see something that you like, shout and scream as loud as you guys can, because they have stories to tell when they get home. So enjoy this film. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Let's watch the Shadow Strays! Pants are red, there will be blood. Please welcome Timo Tjahjanto! Aurora Ribero, 13! Hana Malasan, Wicky, Olindo, producer, and Anne Ralie, producer as well. You can't make action movies without producers. Ninjas are so cool. Do you agree?
I mean, these girls are cool. Right?
I love that you made a female-driven fight movie. How did you find your stars? Aurora and Hana.
Hana, I was knew her before. She's persistent. I made some horror films before, and she always go for the audition, even though she never got the role. And every time I see her, she always had that kind of sad smile whenever I say, "Hey, Hana, I don't think we're gonna work together this time," and she's like, "It's okay, all right," So I said, third time's the charm. So and plus she really nailed it in the audition. So she has to play somebody who's in her, in her, I don't know, middle 40s, and here she is, a young, fine woman like her, portraying that convincingly. initially for the role of 13, like I was trying to go for the safer road, which is like casting somebody who's actually older and portrayed as younger. But like I think it's very important for the role to have the both element of being a rebel, but also at the same time innocent and naive. And you know, Aurora, when I met her for the first time, she was, you know, you just turned 18, I think, at the time, and she just, the only films to her credit is like this 2 teen romance film and an indie coming of age film. And you know, like when I saw her in that coming of age film, maybe this is too graphic, but like, you know, like she always say like, hey, do you see the scene where I'm masturbating? And I was like, look, I don't want to talk about that scene, but like, you know, like, I mean, you know, this is not a graphic thing, by the way. It's a really good film, and you guys should check it. It's called Like and Share. It's an amazing film. But like when I met her, like I straight away see like she is indeed a very sort of like, how do you call it? A very sort of strong presence, but at the same time, when you talk to her, you feel like you're talking almost to, you know, I'm a dad myself. It's like almost I'm talking to a daughter, and then straight away I know, like, okay, I gotta cast her. I absolutely have to cast her. And I said to her, "Are you willing to suffer for cinema?"
I mean, that's what I want to know. Like, what was the training like? What was your previous fight experience, Hana, Aurora, before taking this project on?
I had no experience at all.
It's unbelievable. So what was the first step in training to become a shadow assassin?
Well, we would start with the basics, like basic moves, and sometimes they would give me like little choreos. And like the coaches, they would like show off in front of me. They'll be like, "You're gonna have to do this and this and this and do this. And they're like, jump up and down, up and down. I'm like, yeah, but it's a process. I trained for 4 months.
I mean, that's impressive. Please continue the applause. They deserve it. Now, I find in martial art films, the fighting style of a character says a lot about their character. Can we talk a bit about both 13 and Umbra's fighting style, and how, Timo, you kind of wanted them to fight? Like what was sort of the motivation in your discussions with the choreographers, but also I'd love to hear from the actors in terms of how they felt their character's fighting style represented their characters.
Right, so with 13, I always see a character who's, I always feel it's a wrong sort of perspective when people say, hey, 80 pounds girl cannot defeat such and such and 6'3", whatever, fuck man, you know, like, look at Tjahjanto, like he's literally this high, and like he can kick my ass anytime, you know, like, and when I see Aurora, like when she trains, like you definitely see the transformation in her body physically, because like, you know, she started as someone who can't do push-ups, and you know, like every time between takes, all she does now is like push-ups. You know, she's a push-up master. And so straight away, I kind of realized like, well, the role of the master and the student, there's a difference. The master should be elegant and sharp and deadly, and almost slick in a sense. You know, like, and that's what Umbra is all about. Well, the protégé, 13, she should be almost like a little tank. You know, like she should be resilient, but at the same time prone to a certain clumsiness. And I think you sort of tell like she is somebody who moves her body in a sense that it's less calculated, but more instinctual and more driven by this sort of single-mindedness. You know, while Umbra it's more cold and methodical, so to speak. And I hope that sort of projects in the choreography.
I think it does. Aurora and Hana, you fight so many people in separate sequences in the film, but eventually you collide together. What was it like working together in your fight sequence?
Yeah, it's Aurora and I easily connected. We bond through a lot of discussions, and I think the training sessions not only to learn the choreograph, but also to also bonding time for us, because we sweated together, we cried, we laughed, and I think that's strengthened our bond as well.
Yeah, the training for 4 months really bonded us together. And also in real life, I feel like we're
We're so connected on and off
like
screen.
super similar as well, and we can relate to each other.
They both believe in zodiac, so you know. That's
Yeah.
just something.
That's true. And we both meditate, so you know, like about.
So I'd like to, before throwing it over to the audience, I'd like to talk to the producers. I mean, this action movie has everything. Was there ever a moment where you were just intimidated by the ambition that Timo set forth? And what was that biggest challenge? Where you're like, okay, how are we going to do this?
Hell no. I mean, we expected Timo to do something bigger and better and badder, and you know, and he just delivers every time. So yeah, so it was all expectation, and thanks to Netflix too for getting this done with us.
And the never-ending supply of cocaine helps. No, I'm kidding.
But, you know, I'll throw it to the audience in a second. I have to ask, you mentioned Yaya and the incredible appearance at the end of the film, so can we expect the continuing adventures of the Shadow Strays?
I guess I have to back to Netflix, you know, so we'll see. You know, like about, you know.
Keep this in mind when you're posting about the film. Let Netflix know you want to see No Me Fight Some More. All right, we're going to throw to the audience right over there, and then you. Yes?
Me here?
Yep.
Timo, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tonight comes for us one of my all-time favorite movies. And
Hey,
we
thank you very
forward
much.
lived up to it. You're a master, and I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
When you're building these, your action films specifically, also your horror films, are you thinking about the sequences or the narrative first? What gets built out in your head first as you build?
The question is about narrative versus the action sequences. Are you thinking of the action sequences first and then finding, like, is there an action sequence in this film that existed before you even knew what the story was, for instance?
Well, I think the very base of the idea is always sort of relationship that I really want to tell a story about a flaw, like a fractured relationship between a master and a student. You know, and initially the very first idea that I have is actually the master gets to kill the student and learn something. You know, and as the story progresses, I kind of definitely like, nah, I think it should be the other way around. The master learns, but like, as the master learns, she learns while she's on the brink of death, and that becomes almost like it's weird, it's very Buddhist in a way, like this whole circle of life and death thing. But like, no, like, I mean, this is probably one of the film, with Night Comes to Us, it was like that. It's a lot of like, oh shit, I want to see a guy getting killed in a slaughterhouse. Okay, oh shit, I want to see a guy getting his testicles ripped by a crowbar. You know, like that. I'll make a story around there. But like with this one, actually, it's really unusually for me. It's the characters first, and then I kind of create a story around that. Yeah.
There was another question right beside that person. Yeah.
Hi, Timo. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much, man.
Just a quick question. I don't know if I imagined it. Was that a Scarface reference in the warehouse fight?
Yes, actually, you're right. And you know what? I actually told him to stand like the way Tony Montana.
Yes, over there. We'll go to the dress circle next.
What was your favorite killer move, and why?
Favorite killer moves?
I would probably ask the girls. Look, here's the thing. I'm a pussy in real life, but I'm really jaded. I'm really jaded when it comes to cinematic kills. You know, so I guess I would say my favorite will be. My favorite will be the frying pan, sort of like. Just because, here's the thing, like, I don't know, some of you guys, but like, you know, I've touched like a hot saucepan before, and it gave me trauma for a couple.
I just love that guy was already out, and he was like, "You just stay there, man."
He's committed. You know, he really got his bribe money, so he has to.
I'd love to hear from Aurora and Hana if there was a move or a moment that was maybe very difficult or very challenging, and when you achieved it, it was just so satisfying. So
Every single action scene.
fair answer.
Like before take, I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna die. But when it's like action,
She's crazy though. She's crazy. Trust me. I always tell the story about like when we shoot that warehouse scene when she's fighting Scarface Jr. over there. You know, it's literally 4 a.m. in the morning in a dusty ass warehouse. And I always say to myself, every time I go through a project, I was like, this is the hardest shit that I ever done. But with that one, I literally nearly give up. Like I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna scratch off some of these spike seeds and call it a day. But like every time we go for a take, like Aurora's like already push-ups, like, okay, I'm ready. And I'm embarrassed, like I'm a grown-ass man, and I'm like, all right, I guess we'll do it. We'll go through it.
Are there any questions in the dress circle? Yes, right there.
I just wanted to thank everyone here. You all did amazing. I drove here from Chicago yesterday to.
Oh, geez, thank you. Thanks.
Welcome to Toronto.
Thank you first time. But I wanted to ask, because I love The Night Comes For Us, and I love all your other works, but I wanted to know, is the operator a shadow?
Is the operator, is she
Like, is she connected to this movie?
well, that's a very open interpretation, you know? But like, I would like to believe that the world is a small place, isn't it? So, you never know. Thank you for that. And thank you for driving, man. I appreciate
Yeah, no
that.
problem.
Are there any balcony questions?
Yeah, right here.
Go for it.
Okay. First of all, thanks for the great movie. And what process in the creation of it did you decide to protagonists had to be women? And kudos to the women for carrying this film the way that you two did. It was amazing, and I love to see it. What part of the process did you decide it had to be two women?
Yeah, you mentioned that your initial idea was a student and master, but the idea
Right.
to
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm definitely. Look, I didn't even know. You know, well, let's not without getting too political, but like I'm not from USA or North America, so I'm not really familiar with the term wokeness and all that stuff. But like, when the teaser come out, like there's this sort of like notion like, oh, this is a woke movie. Like, what is this little girl like kicking like a adult man's ass, you know? And I think that's a weird notion to say because like I grew up around women and they all kick my ass, you know? Like seriously. I think this thing, like when you wrestle with your older sister and you know like she'll just choke you with a towel, like you know, like, you know, like so. Here's the thing, like
Aurora and Hana are like, hey.
yeah, and his, I guess I won't say that I want to make a film about women empowerment, but like I do want to make a movie where these are two dangerous individuals, and they just happen to be women. I truly believe action and violence, and you know, and this viscerality is genderless. Like you don't need to affirm to. Oh, it's a masculine. Well, I already did my flawed masculinity film. It's called The Night Comes For Us, you know. So I guess this is a flawed femininity film, you know. Like maybe this is all about like the strange journey that is motherhood, you know. Like I don't know, like but like what I'm trying to say is like I think by making this film, in a way, I want to sort of like people to sort of see that like you don't need to just be stuck to. Male sort of like masculine alpha male sort of like anti-hero hero to be engaging in a general world that is.
Question over there.
Selamat datang di Toronto.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Secondly, I know that you said kind of the theme was like student to master kind of thing, but I think throughout the film everybody kind of noticed there's also some kind of social commentary on corruption and such. Was that
Oh yeah,
the
definitely.
intention?
This is definitely my vision of what Jakarta really is, or what a lot of Indonesia really is. You know, like. But then again, I'm a pessimistic. You know, like I'm a pessimist, so the whole thing about like corruption, the whole thing about you know like the government and the sun, I think that's the milder projection of just how messed up like the dark side of Jakarta can be. And it doesn't mean I don't love Jakarta. I mean, like right now I'm so homesick. I'm ready to swim in the sewer in Jakarta. You know, but you know it is what it is.
Well, I hope we will see more adventures from the Shadow Strays, 13, Umbra, Nomi. Please come on back together. Keep it going. This has been Midnight Madness, everyone. See you next year! Can I take a picture with you guys? Yeah, let's do a picture.